It's early November and the geese seem to be following the Deschutes River south, which might be possible, as the Deschutes is one of the few American rivers that flows to the north before blending here with the Columbia River near the Dalles. Early French traders named it Riviera des Chutes, or the River of Falls, and early pioneers found it to be one of the most challenging parts of the Oregon Trail. But today, the Deschutes is world famous for steelhead. We're on the water with Nick Amato, editor of Salmon Trout and Steelheader magazine, Dave Ng, also of STS, and Steve Lynch, national sales manager of Procure Bait Sense. The Deschutes is no place for beginning boat drivers, but with a lifetime of experience on this river, Nick will probably get us to the first hole in one piece.
Woo! What was that one called?
Colorado Rapids.
Right on.
Where we can access some of the best steelhead fishing the West has to offer. While some areas of the Deschutes are only accessible by boat, it's illegal to fish from a boat. So the strategy is to land in the shadow of a towering cliff and then fish from the shore.
Okay, Nick, so from what you said, we can't fish from a boat. So where do we want to fish this spot?
Well, we're in a really good spot here. We're up above the series of Gordon Rapids, and the fish tend to hold in the top end of this particular pool, kind of along the edge in the soft water, kind of in the seam. It's maybe 3-4 feet deep behind that, where you can see that rock is.
Okay.
All the way down along the edge to right here, and then there's a series of ledges. So even though you can't tell, it's very shallow in the tail out. And then depending on the water level, out here towards the middle, right above those ledges is a real good spot too. Okay, this is very, very simple. What you have is a balsa float. It's got 2 sleeves, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then an 1/8 ounce jig. We're going to use try different colors today. This one happens to be hot pink. Works pretty well. Yours is half pink and half black. I think your sleeve may have come off.
It did.
You got
I just put it back
there.
on.
And we should be able to just slide them up and down the line.
And
like
what,
that, and
what
that's
depth
it.
do you like to start at?
Well, I usually start shallow and then work my way deeper, and you just kind of have to guess. And that's what's nice about these little light floats. If they start pulling to one side or the other, it usually means you're dragging on the bottom, so you can adjust accordingly.
So is this about right for starting
Yeah,
out?
that's good for starting for first few casts, and we'll go a little deeper than that. Okay, couple things here. One of the good reasons to cover the water in tight is, there might be a fish in any spot in close, and if you cast way out there, you might scare them. So we'll cast in close, and this spot's also good in close, and then I'll just hold the line up best I can, let it float along, hopefully with the drag-free drift, and then I hold my finger on the spool so it doesn't pop off of there, and then I'll kind of lift the rod to let some line out, and just
about to the back of the boat.
Yeah, and you don't want to let it go too far, because then if you do get a bite, you can't necessarily set the hook very well.
Okay.
And that's about it. And we just adjust the depth. Oh, now see right there, I wasn't watching, and that's the beauty of these jig and float system. Is I couldn't find my float, and whoa, there's a fish. Holy boy, that caught me by surprise.
Yeah. Now, how far out was that cast?
Oh, 15 feet maybe. Holy, that fish jumping all over the place. All right.
That didn't take long.
Wow, that was pretty lucky, huh?
Yeah. Now, is there a hatchery here on the Deschutes?
Yeah, there's a hatchery on this river, and there's also a large native population. Plus, in the lower river, a lot of stray fish that are headed to Idaho and other upper Columbia River tributaries will tuck into this area, sometimes holding through winter, and then backing out and heading back up to Columbia. And it's been a particularly good year. Over 600,000 steelhead have gone over Bonneville Dam, the Columbia's lowest dam. So it's been a good year.
Welcome back to the Deschutes River. I'm Justin Wolf.
It's usually good for one, right? Right about where Steve's float is.
We're with Nick Amato and Dave Ing of Salmon Trout and Steelheader magazine, and Steve Lynch of Procure. And that's not Steve's float that went down first, but Nick's, who's about to land the first Deschutes River steelhead of the day.
This is a native steelhead. You can tell because it's got its adipose fin. It still's in nice shape for early November. Okay, there you go, Mr. Fishy. All right.
Good job. Hey, Nick, did you just adjust your bobber before that last cast?
Yeah, I really didn't. I'll show you exactly how deep I was set, though. It's about that deep, Steve. I think you're pretty close to that.
Okay, that's right about where I'm at.
Yep.
P-Line's come out with this new HydroFloat a while back, and I just haven't really had the opportunity to give it a whirl, and we're up here on the Deschutes, so I'm going to re-spool this rod and give this stuff a good go. It's had excellent reviews about how high it floats in the water and the resistance, and just get you a better hook set as an end result, not having to pull all that line out of the water. And so we're going to put this on here and give it a whirl in about 3 minutes.
Hey, Nick, where's the best place for me to try to land this fish at?
Well, that fish is pretty hot, but it looks like it's working its way through these riffles, so I would work it down right down just above where Dave's at. It's a pretty good spot.
Okay.
The idea with landing these fish is to get them, you know, near the bank, but keep them in the water, especially if it's a native.
I think it's probably about 8 pounds. It's about time for them to come in, though. It's a native, so like I said, we'll keep it in the water.
There you go. Boy, that is a pretty fish.
That's beautiful.
Whoa, that was easy.
Yeah.
That fish was out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
That worked out perfect.
Nice little hatchery guy. Nope, little wild guy. He does not want to participate. Got that little guy on a Cerise Bomac and 12-pound P-Line fluorocarbon.
As far as colors go, this is a nice standard color. It's cerise or hot pink. And from there, I like to mix it up. Like we've got some jigs that are half cerise, half black. And then as you progress into the season, you start using darker colors. For example, this has been a very good jig up here. Black with the red head. Then you can start getting into some darker, buggier type colors. Like this has been a very good good producer too, late in the season. The steelhead season on the Deschutes typically begins in July, and then it runs about till now, beginning of November. And it's good to see lots of nice fish still around. What we're looking for is a pot of fish, and hopefully this fish has some friends down there. This time of the year, the fish will tend to school up, so this is a spot where it could easily happen. You've got a big rapids above us, and then some nice slow water down here below it. And hopefully we'll find some fish down here. Looks like we found one. This looks a real hard fighter too. Oh, and he came off. Oh well, got a nice fight out of him. That was a nice native, probably about 7 pounds. Yeah, we've been fishing non-stop, really working the water hard here. I worked my way up this edge, And finally at the very top of it, this fish grabbed. And it's fought its way back through these riffles. It looks like a pretty nice one. Boy, I just love this river. Beautiful scenery, beautiful fish, nice weather today. Couldn't ask for much more.